Hello, little adventurers, and welcome back to our story corner. Today, we're going on a journey deep into a big, green forest. What kind of animals do you think live in a forest like this? Maybe some wise old owls, or playful rabbits, or even a big, strong bear. Well, in our story, we're going to meet a very special resident of this forest. He's small, he's fluffy, and he has a heart full of curiosity. His name is Nibbles, and he's a little squirrel with a big dream. Once upon a time, nestled among towering trees and whispering leaves, there lived our little squirrel, Nibbles. Now, Nibbles wasn't the biggest squirrel, or the fastest, but what he lacked in size, he more than made up for with his curious spirit. He loved exploring every nook and cranny of his forest home. He knew which mushrooms were the bounciest trampolines, and which streams sang the prettiest songs. But his greatest adventures were always just around the corner, waiting to be discovered. One particularly sunny morning, as the first rays of light danced through the canopy, something caught Nibbles' eye. It wasn't just any old acorn. Perched at the very top of the tallest tree in the entire forest, a tree so tall its leaves seemed to tickle the clouds, was a single, shiny, golden acorn. It sparkled and shimmered, looking like a tiny star that had fallen from the night sky and landed just for him. Have you ever seen something so beautiful you just had to get a closer look? That's exactly how Nibbles felt. He watched as other squirrels scurried by, gathering their usual brown acorns from the forest floor. They'd look up at the tall tree, shake their heads, and chatter amongst themselves. "It's too high," one would squeak. "The branches are too thin," another would add. "The wind is too strong up there," they all agreed. They were all too scared to even try. But Nibbles was different. He looked at the golden acorn, then at the nervous squirrels, and a thought sparked in his little mind. All the other squirrels are too scared to climb that high, he thought, his tail twitching with a mix of excitement and nerves. "But I will try." With his mind made up, Nibbles took a deep breath and scampered towards the giant tree. The bark was rough beneath his tiny paws. He took his first step, then another. Step by step, he began his long climb. At first, it was easy. The lower branches were thick and sturdy, like a safe staircase leading up into the sky. He felt confident, his heart thumping a happy rhythm against his chest. He passed a family of woodpeckers who tapped out a cheerful beat, as if encouraging him on his way. "Higher and higher I go," he chirped to himself. But as he climbed further, the world below grew smaller and smaller. The other squirrels looked like tiny specks of brown, and the forest floor became a patchwork quilt of green and gold. The wind, which had been a gentle whisper down below, now began to howl. It pushed and pulled at him, making the branches sway like a ship in a storm. Whoosh! A strong gust nearly blew him right off a branch. He clung on tightly, his little claws digging into the bark. For the first time, a wave of fear washed over him. His heart wasn't thumping happily anymore. It was pounding with fear. Maybe the other squirrels were right, he whimpered. Maybe it is too scary. He was about to turn back, to scamper down to the safety of the ground, when he remembered something his mother always told him. He could almost hear her gentle voice in the whistling wind. "Bravery is not the absence of fear, little one," she would say, nuzzling him close. "It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway." Her words echoed in his mind, giving him a newfound strength. He looked up. The golden acorn was still there, gleaming, waiting. He looked down. The ground seemed so far away. He took another deep breath, this time a shaky one, and pushed the fear aside. "I can do this," he whispered. "I just have to keep going." With renewed determination, Nibbles continued his climb. He learned to read the wind, waiting for it to calm before leaping to the next branch. He used the swaying of the branches to his advantage, letting them swing him closer to his goal. It was like a dance with the tree, a thrilling and dangerous waltz high above the world. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he reached the top. He was so high up, he could see over the entire forest. It was a breathtaking view, a sea of green stretching all the way to the horizon. And there it was, right in front of him, the golden acorn. It sparkled even more brightly up close, warm from the sun. He reached out a paw and gently, carefully, took the acorn. It was smooth and perfect in his grasp. He had done it. He had faced his fear and climbed the tallest tree. A huge smile spread across his face. Holding his precious treasure securely, he began the long climb down. Going down was almost as tricky as going up. But this Chimmy, he wasn't scared. He was filled with pride and a sense of accomplishment that made every step feel light and easy. When his paws finally touched the soft earth of the forest floor, a sound erupted all around him. It was cheering! All the other animals, the squirrels, the rabbits, the deer, even the grumpy old badger had gathered at the base of the tree. They had watched his entire journey. "You did it, Nibbles!" they shouted. "You were so brave! You're our hero!" A young rabbit squealed. Nibbles, holding his golden acorn, felt his chest puff out with pride. He looked at all of his friends and smiled his biggest smile yet. He held up the golden acorn for everyone to see. "Even a small squirrel," he said, his voice clear and confident, "can do big things if they are brave." And from that day on, Nibbles wasn't just a curious little squirrel anymore. He became known as Nibbles the Brave, the hero of the forest. He never lost his curious heart, but now it was paired with a courageous spirit, always ready for the next big adventure. And he always remembered that the greatest treasures aren't just found, they're earned by facing your fears. What a wonderful story. Nibbles taught us all a very important lesson, didn't he? It's okay to be scared sometimes. Everyone feels scared, but true courage is about trying anyway. Even when your knees are knocking and your heart is pounding, just like Nibbles, you have a brave heart inside of you, ready to help you climb your own tall trees. What's something brave you'd like to do? Maybe it's trying a new food, or talking to someone new, or learning to ride your bike without training wheels. Whatever it is, remember Nibbles and his golden acorn. You can do big things, too. Thank you so much for joining our story time today. We can't wait to see you for our next adventure. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. Bye for now.